conversation.
You can come back later.
Yeah, I would love to.
Well done, just a second.
All right, so what's like going up against Perk again?
I don't know. He's tough. He's good. He's a good defender. I'm looking at their whole team is pretty good. So I haven't thought about the one guy more than the sentimental stuff.
He doesn't have big stats, obviously, but Scott Brooks says he does everything they want him to.
Yeah, Perk is never going to have big stats. That's not why you have Perk on your team. He just does a lot of other things. You know, I don't know. You can't put a number on, you know, identity or, you know, perception. But there is a number. I don't know what it is, but Perk gives that team that.
And when you see him out there, it seems every year this guy's coming back slimmer than he was the year before.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's eating less. You know,
but
clearly.
he's
or better foods, you know.
I think so.
Yeah, hopefully. But, you know, listen, he's a pro. Perk understands the longer you're in this game, you got to keep doing different things to be a better player. You know, he's had a couple knee injuries, and so I'm sure he's probably thinking, you know, take some weight off. It's not going to change who he is. He's a tough guy. You know, he can be skinny, and he's still going to be who he is. The scowl's still going to be there, no matter how much he loses.
And he's talked about just the influence that Kevin has had on him, not only when he was here, but even after he's gone.
Yeah, well, Kevin has an influence on everybody. And I thought he really helped Perk, you know, not only just, as Perk said, on the floor, but off the floor, being a professional, you know, game preparation. There's nobody better in our league, in my opinion, than Kevin. And now you hear that Perk does the same stuff, and it rubs off. You know, when you have a guy in your locker room like that, then everybody else starts to do it.
Doc, what is it that Ibaka gives them? I mean, everybody talks about Durant.
Yeah, well, they should, by the way. They should,
Right.
they should talk a lot about him.
Perfect complementary player.
He's just a good basketball player. You know, obviously, he's a perfect complementary player for them. I'm always hesitant in calling him a complementary player. That some way seems not good enough. You know, when you talk about Ibaka, he blocks shots. He rotates on defense. He makes the open shot, which stretches the defense. It's terrific, and especially in the way the game is played now, to have a big, they can make shots past the free throw line, and he does that. You know, I thought that San Antonio series changed when he started making that shot. So he just does a lot of things, you know, and then when you have him and Perk on the floor at the same time roaming around, that's pretty good.
Doc, can you talk about how seamless it seems like the transition of Kevin Martin into that squad has been? I mean,
yeah, you know, we all know this in the league. If you're a scorer, you're a scorer. You're a scorer in the Princeton offense, in the Evanston offense, in the New Trier offense, whatever you want. You're a scorer. You know, I always use that not only with our players, but with my kids all the time. When any of them say, you know, it's tough to score here, I said, put Kobe in any offense in the world, and he's going to score, because that's who he is, and that's who Martin is. What Martin does for them as well is he gets to the foul line a lot, and so did Harden, by the way, but Martin does that too. And when you can get a guard that can get to the foul line, it really allows you to set your defense more than just a jump shot. You know, 2 points on the jump shot is great. 2 points from the foul line is better because you get to set your defense up every single time, and it makes you a better defensive team.
Westbrook held to maybe an unfair standard, do you think, by those outside of the game?
Yeah, Westbrook's a great player, you know, and that's where I always leave it with him. You know, Coach K and I had a hilarious conversation about him, and I'll say it, but you can't print it, but he said, I mean, how many shit guys are there in the league? And he said, Westbrook is one of them. You know, when you see Westbrook and you're the guard on the other side, you're saying shit before the game starts. You know? And that's who Westbrook is. You know, he's an athletic freak. He really is. Rondo's an amazing offensive rebounder for his size. Westbrook is the best, one of the best I've ever seen for his size. You know, at a guard spot, and the ability to get back on defense as well. I mean, it's you know, he's going to get criticized because he scores and all that, but you don't have to be a traditional point guard anymore.
Do you mind if we say, oh, darn, instead of...
Yeah, that would be better.
Okay.
You know, make you look like a good guy.
LeBron James is obviously the MVP. How close is Kevin Durant?
You know, honestly, I don't know. You mean like this year? Because I don't know.
Well, you know,
in general, I guess. I didn't even know what the vote was last year.